Hello, everybody. Welcome to day number 3 inside of this a masterclass from from badass to binge free. I'm excited. I'm back home in my office. The past few days, I was doing the masterclass out of my parents' house, and I'm like, the lighting is so much better in my house. So we're back in a vibe. I'm excited to be here with you guys and dive into today's training, which is day number 3 already. So, day number 1 was all about the mindset behind somebody who conquers binge eating. Day 2 was all about the strategy. I talked about the root and rewire process that I've developed and the importance of rewiring your brain out of these habitual cycles. And today, I really want to dive deeper into a few key things to not just help you have binge-free weeks, binge-free days, binge-free months, but to really become the badass who is able to sustain this long term, because that's what I'm interested in. So for me on this journey, I was committed from the very, very, very beginning to doing things long term. I wanted to do things sustainably. And I know that's why you're here as well, too. It's like, I know I'm this badass. And when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something, but I'm not interested in doing something for like a month or 2 months. Like I am interested in really changing my life, in really cultivating a better relationship with food and having the certainty and the confidence to maintain this, not just the hope. Not just the hope. Like I hope I can stay binge free. I hope nothing triggers me 6 months down the road. Like, I hope I can sustain this. I don't want you to have hope. I want you to have certainty and confidence that you can actually sustain this long term. That's what I actually want for you. So there's different levels, different stages to this journey. There's binge eating where you're feeling out of control. There's the overeating where you're just eating more than normal. You're eating way past fullness. There's the mindless snacking when you're just eating out of boredom. There's nothing else to do. The food's in front of you. You're like, yeah, I didn't really want that extra snack. There's the emotional eating where every time you feel any type of emotion, happy, sad, joyful, angry, frustrated, whatever emotion, it's like, I'm going to turn to food. There's so many different levels. But a badass doesn't just want to work through one level. A badass doesn't want to just stop binge eating, but then still be overeating. A badass doesn't want to say, thank God I'm no longer out of control, but man, it really sucks that I'm still thinking about food. They continue this journey until all of the food thoughts disappear. A badass doesn't say, yeah, I had way too many snacks today and I wasn't even hungry. But it's okay. It's honestly fine because I'm no longer out of control. Like I'm no longer crazily binging. So it's fine if I just have a few extra snacks here and there. I don't feel guilty about it anymore. So it's okay. A badass wants to be completely free. And she knows that it's possible. And she's not willing to settle. And this isn't about, I'm not good enough yet. This isn't about my progress isn't good enough yet. I talked about this. I can't remember on which of the days, but this is not about bypassing the results that you do have, right? We talked about that previously about celebrating every single win, being grateful for all of the progress along the way. But there's a difference between it's not good enough, I'm not good enough, And I know that there's more in me. And I know that I'm somebody who doesn't settle. So I'm going to keep on going. It's not the chase of I'm not good enough because, okay, even though, I mean, I've been feeling pretty good with food, like there's still some days that I'm overeating. I can't believe that. Like, how can you still be overeating? You've been on this journey. Like, it's not about self beat up. It's not the chase because I'm not good enough. It's I know that the type of person that I am, what did I call this masterclass? You're a badass. The type of badass that you are is I don't settle. So there's a difference between this chase because I don't feel like where I'm at is good enough. So I need to chase a different result. I don't feel like my progress is good enough compared to that person. It's not the chase because I'm not good enough with where I'm at. It's I desire more because I don't settle. I'm grateful for the fact that I'm not like counting my macros and obsessing over every single thing that I'm eating. But at the same time, I don't settle in any area of my life. I don't settle with my job, with my friendships, my relationships. Like, I don't settle in so many areas of my life. Like, you want to be the best. You want to live an extraordinary life. You want to live life to the fullest. You want to be the best. You want to experience joy and just like you want to live life to the fullest. So you're not going to settle with your relationship with food. You're not going to settle for still overeating, even though you're not binging. It's like, meh. When you're no longer binging, are you going to be satisfied if you're still overeating and having food thoughts? No, you're not. But again, it's not because you're not good enough. It's because that's not who you are. You don't settle. You don't settle for an okay relationship with food, a good relationship with food. You're going to be happy. You're going to be proud of yourself, but it's like, I crave more. You know, and even for the clients that do this work with me, and it's like they've stopped their binging completely, they're overeating, and it's like, then we even have higher level conversations about other things, about like even relationships, diving deeper into self-love. And like, there's so many different levels to this journey. But oftentimes it's like, I just want to stop binge eating. Like I want to stop feeling out of control with food. And you look at that and you put that on a pedestal. If only I just had more control with food, that'd be the greatest thing. But then you get there. You're no longer out of control with food. But then do you just stop? A badass doesn't stop this journey because you're no longer binging. Even though you're overeating at the majority of the meals and having these crazy food thoughts, like I want to work through all of the different levels. So you work through the impulsivity. You're no longer out of control with food. Maybe you're still overeating or you're just grabbing snacks. You know, you're not hungry, but it's like, it's fine because I don't feel bad about it. I see this happen all the time. It's like, but I'm not feeling guilty anymore. Like, I'm not out of control. I'm not weighing my food. So it's fine if I have like extra snacks and like, I know I wasn't even hungry, but like, it's fine. But you're not that type of person. Like, you're not okay with that. And you're not okay with that because you know that that's not the real you. That was me on my journey. And I often share about my journey, not to be like me, because there's something so profound about paying attention to the mindset of somebody who has conquered. Like there's so many golden nuggets. You really pay attention. So for me on my journey, I was happy when I was no longer binging and I was no longer like crazily out of control with food. I wasn't having these like crazy urges anymore. I was happy with that. but I was still overeating at the majority of my meals. So then I tackled that. And then it was like, okay, I'm not overeating anymore, but the food noise is still there because I'm trying to prioritize my health and I care about what I put in my body, but I also know the importance of honoring my craving. So like, do I eat this or do I not? Like there was still food noise. So I had to work through that. And then there was some body image stuff of like, I want to feel incredible. I care about the way that I look. I care about being perceived in a way that I want to be perceived, but I don't want to obsess over the way that I look. So I had to work through that. And so there's different levels on your journey. And even when you quote unquote feel free, that's going to look different for every single person. You're like, okay, I feel free. I feel like I'm free from this. It doesn't just end there. Because guess what? You're going to want to know, how do I sustain this? You're going to want to learn, how do I maintain this? Okay, so I feel free now. I've worked through the different levels, but I don't want to just stop here. I want to learn how to maintain this. I want to learn how to sustain this. Because there's really no point of putting so much time and energy and effort towards this journey to say, I'm binge free. But months later, you're super stressed out and then boom, an urge pops up. Now, that's not going to happen if you do things sustainably and you rewire your brain and you eliminate your urges, because when you eliminate your urges, you're not worried about an urge popping up. You're not worried about, months down the road, if stress hits you really badly or you're going through a challenging time, you're not worried about using food to comfort yourself because your urges don't pop up anymore. Because you've done the work, you've regulated your nervous system. You're less impulsive with food. You know how to process your emotions. So it doesn't matter if 6 months down the road, something crazy happens. You're like, I'm unshakable. Like, it doesn't matter what happens in 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 9 months from now. I have the confidence to know that I've actually done the real work and I've worked through all of the levels. I wasn't just trying to go from 0 to 100 real quick. It's like I've worked through all the levels. So I have the confidence now that I could sustain this 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 9 months from now, years from now. Because there's going to be challenges. This at the beginning of the year when I lost my grandma, that was emotional. I did not once think about self-soothing with food. It didn't even cross my mind. Why? Not a special unicorn. It's because I've worked through the different levels. So I've worked through how to process my emotions. I've rewired my brain and then I've eliminated my urges. So it doesn't, like, I can be emotional. I can lose someone important in my life. And it's like, I don't have to worry about, am I going to use food for comfort? This is why working through all the different levels is so important. And when you're committed to this journey, you're committed in a way of like, I don't just want to work through one of the levels. I want to work through all the different levels. I don't want to just be, binge free and still be overeating, or I don't want to just be binge free for a month. I want to be confident that no matter what life throws at me, I will be okay. That's what I want for you. And if you're here, I know that obviously that's what you want for yourself as well too. 6 months from now, you're confident that you can still be binge free. A year from now, glimpses of freedom is different than freedom. So freedom is not, I didn't binge all month. That's a glimpse of freedom. But true freedom is it's been years. Glimpses of freedom is something happens and you get pulled off your path. And there's waves of you feeling good. And then it's like, oh, it's been a little bit of a rough thing and I feel like I'm kind of reverting back to old habits. That's glimpses of freedom. Last month, I felt so good. I mean, this month it's been a little bit more challenging. It's like glimpses of freedom, but it's not confident, unshakable freedom. And I had a client that I worked with last year. And before she worked with me, we had a conversation and she shared with me, like, I can typically go a month, sometimes even 2 months, feeling really good with food, where I don't binge. I feel really good, but I can't sustain it. Like something happens and it always ends up coming back. And so we had a conversation and I asked her, like, well, walk me through in those months where you felt really good with food, where you weren't having those urges, you weren't binging, food thoughts weren't really as loud. Like, what did you do in those few months? Walk me through it. What did you do? What was the strategy? Like, what strategy did you use? And she said, honestly, I don't know. I think I was just very motivated at that time in my life. She's like, I just felt like I had it in me. Like, I don't even know how I got there. She didn't have a real strategy that she followed. And so being motivated in certain periods of your life is fantastic. It feels good, but it's not a guaranteed way that it can be it could be replicated for you to have binge-free months that happens on repeat. Anybody can feel motivated. I have a wedding next month. I'm seeing family that I haven't seen in a really long time. I'm motivated. I'm getting married. I'm in a new relationship. I have to tackle this. Anyone can feel the excitement or motivation, but it's not a guarantee that you can replicate your results. And this is where so many people fear, I don't know if I can maintain this. If you've ever had a fear of, so maybe you've had progress. Maybe it's been a month, 2 months, 3, like however long, and it feels really good. But then the fear starts creeping in, but am I actually rock solid that I'm unshakable? That nothing can knock me out. Doesn't matter what I go through. I know with certainty I won't binge, I won't emotionally eat. I know that I'm not going to overeat. I know that that's just a thing of the past. A lot of people have fear, I don't know if I can maintain this. When you don't have a proper strategy that you're following and it really is just like, I don't even know how I got here. Well, of course you're going to have fear of, I don't know if I can maintain this, because you know that what you're doing is not something that is a replicable process. It's not like I followed this strategy, which is why I was able to go months without binging. Right? Like just being motivated is not a sustainable solution to be binge free for the rest of your life, because we all know there's going to be days you're not motivated. Or let me just not buy this food. Well, work is really busy right now. Sorry, work is not busy right now, so I feel good. But that's not a guaranteed solution, because there's going to be periods of time, or maybe even next month, you're swamped at work. Or you have to do things around the house. Can you still be confident that no matter what is going on, that you can actually sustain this? So the client that came to me to work with me, she realized, like, I went a month or 2 without binging and I felt so good, but there was actually nothing, like I wasn't following a proven strategy. It kind of was just luck. And that's why she was always on high alert, wondering, is she going to be able to sustain this? I found out that she was trying to not bake because baking was triggering for her. So she was using an avoidant technique. Are you using some avoidant techniques still? No matter how far along you are in this journey, are you still trying to use avoidant techniques? I can't trust myself to bake. Okay, maybe I can bake this, but I can't bake this. Or I can buy this food, but I'm not going to buy this food. Or I can order this at the restaurant, but I can't order this at the restaurant. This client said, I can't trust myself to bake. I live at home by myself, so I'm not going to bake because I don't want to trigger a binge. She had a very unhealthy relationship with rest. Her life felt like Groundhog Day. She would wake up in the morning, she'd go to work, she'd force herself to go to the gym, she'd come home, sleep, repeat, get up, go to work, go to the gym, come home, sleep, repeat. And there was no joy in her life. I'm like, what do you do for fun? She's like, nothing. So she was missing so much joy. She wasn't baking, and baking was actually really pleasurable for her. It was very enjoyable for her, but she wasn't filling her own cup because she was using avoidant techniques. So it's like, I better not do the thing that actually brings me joy, because what if I binge? She just kind of got lucky for the month or two. There's no proven strategy. So that's why she didn't have the confidence that she can actually maintain this long term. It was always like, I hope I don't ruin this streak. And I see this play out very often when people have gone, let's say, weeks or even months feeling really good, there's always this thought of, can I maintain this? I don't want to do anything to ruin the streak. But that creates so much pressure. It's like you're always on high alert. Oh, don't order that. You don't want to ruin the streak. Maybe it's best to say no to your coworkers who brought the pizza in because you don't want to end up overdoing it. Remember, you've been doing so well. So let's not do anything to ruin this streak. Oh, don't bother baking. Come on, you've been doing so well. You don't want to mess things up. That's not a long-term strategy. It's not something that you can do for the rest of your life. And heck, what kind of life is that? Not a pleasure-filled life. When it's always like, but can I sustain it? Can I go another week? It's like, that's not enjoyable. You're not even enjoying the fact that you haven't binged in all of these months because you're worried about the other shoe. What's the phrase? Waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's like, you can't enjoy the progress that you've made because you're literally in your head, can I actually sustain this? But I'm telling you right now, when you do things properly, there is no fear of, can I sustain it? When you're using avoidant techniques, when it's like, I don't even know how I got here, well, then of course you're going to be like, I don't know if I can maintain it, because you don't even know what you did to get there. So when I work with this client, I helped her build trust to bake without binging. So not only did she make peace with binging, now she's having more pleasure in her life because she's like, I actually enjoy baking. So now she has more pleasure. She's not having the desire to self-soothe with food. We worked on her relationship with rest. So if she didn't go to the gym, it wasn't like, I got to check off the box. It was like, I feel safe resting. Same with the weekends. She didn't feel overwhelmed of like, I need to get all the things done. She had a better relationship with rest. So she wasn't just mindlessly snacking on the weekend when she had more free time. So this is what I mean by, it's hard to believe that you can stop binge eating and then sustain it if you're not following a process to eliminate your urges. If you're not following a clear process that you're like, okay, I know that if I do this, I'm going to have less food thoughts. I know if I do this, I'm going to stop when I'm full. It's kind of just pure luck. Whether it's motivation, whether it's avoidant techniques, it's always going to feel like, I don't know if I can actually sustain this. When I was on my journey, and at the time when I was just trying to not give in to my urges, I didn't have confidence to know that I could stop binge eating, let alone sustain it, because that was such an unreliable tool of like, actually, I'm not even going to say tool. It's more like a tactic. It was unreliable to be like, I'm just going to try to not mindlessly snack when I get home after a long day, like that's not reliable. It's not a guarantee. So if you want to have the confidence to not just stop your binge eating, but to stop the overeating, all the different levels, right? The overeating, the mindless snacking, the emotional eating, that is going to come when you know that you're doing things every single day. I talked yesterday about the breathing techniques. And when you know, like that's just like one tool, right? But it's like when you know that you're doing things every single day, it's like, I know that I'm implementing this breath work technique or I'm implementing this tool. It's like, I know for certain I'm regulating my nervous system. I'm connecting to my intuition. I'm becoming less impulsive with food. I'm processing my emotions instead of just running away from them. When you know that there's something that you're doing every single day, you're not going to hope you can sustain this. You're going to have the certainty and the confidence to know that you can actually maintain this because you have all the tools in the toolbox for every single situation. Hope is not a strategy. You are so much better than that. You don't go to your job. You don't go to your job or your work and say, let's say your boss says, by the way, there's a new portal that you have to learn. You're not like, hopefully I can figure this out. Like, hopefully I can figure out how to work this portal. You attend trainings. Your boss or somebody probably trains you, right? There's probably a training on the new portal. You have a mentor that's guiding you. You're being trained properly. Okay, so if this pops up, do this. This is how to navigate this situation. If this situation arises, do this. Like there's a strategy. There's mentorship. And with binge eating, it's not different. With binge eating, it's not different at your job. If you're learning something new, it's not like, hopefully I can figure out this portal. It's like, no, I have a mentor that's guiding me, and the mentor is teaching me, okay, how to use this portal. And if this situation pops up, here's exactly how to navigate it. There's like frameworks, there's tools. And it's the same with conquering binge eating. You've got me, the mentor, the strategy. Okay, if this situation pops up, this is how to navigate it. And that's what takes you from, I hope I can sustain this. I hope I can do this. I hope I don't finish the rest of the cookies in the pantry. I hope that when I go to the lunchroom, I don't just eat all the food. The holidays are coming up. Hopefully, I won't get triggered by what Aunt Sandy says to me. Hopefully, I won't go overboard. I know I won't because I have the tools. I know when to say yes to my cravings. I know when I'm experiencing an urge and I know how to say no. I know that I'm the badass who can process her emotions. I know how to ground myself. That's the difference. So there's different levels. You can stop binge eating, but then you're going to want to work through overeating. You're going to stop overeating, and then you're going to want to work through the mindless snacking and the food thoughts. And then you're going to stop that, and then you're going to be like, okay, well, I want to learn how to process my emotions so that when stress, anxiousness, or overwhelm pops up, it's like, I want to be able to be the badass that knows I can handle anything that comes my way. It's not do this one thing, do this one magical thing, and you're going to cure all the different levels. There's different tools for each level. And you are the badass that is committed to this process. And when I say you're committed to this process, I mean, you're not just going to work on one level. You're the type of person that's going to work through every single level so that you have the confidence that overeating is in the past, the mindless snacking is in the past. you think, I just want to be binge free. And when I say binge free, that can be whether it's emotional eating that you're going through, overeating, like I just kind of use that as an umbrella term. But you don't want to just become binge free, because once you get there, you're going to want to know how to maintain it. And this is why being committed long term is important. So many of my clients don't have urges. So many of my clients don't binge anymore. But it's like, okay, the food noise might still be there a little bit. Or can we chat through the body image thing? Okay, so I've kind of worked through the binge eating and I'm not really doing the whole overeating thing anymore. But like this body image thing, like I just not comfortable. So then we work through that. Or it's like, I'm not binging anymore. But anytime I'm overwhelmed, I'm still using food for comfort. So then we work through that. And the different levels are not going to be resolved in 6 weeks, in 2 months. And this is why I have the Root and Rewire membership. 6 or 12 months. This is for the people that want to go through all of these phases with me. Not like I want to work through one thing. It's like I am committed to doing this long term. It's not, Lorna, just tell me what to do to stop binge eating. Like, just tell me what's the one thing, what's the secret? Like, can you just tell me what to do? There's levels, there's layers. This is why committing long-term is important. So that you have the confidence that in 3 months from now, 6 months from now, anything can shake you. But at the same time, you're solid with your relationship with food. Now, I often say becoming binge-free, conquering binge eating, I say it's simple, but it's not simple. And what I mean by that, it's simple when you have the right support, you have the tools, you're around people that get you, right? That's the simple part. The not so simple part is implementing the tools when you don't want to implement the tools. There's going to be times on your journey where you're not going to want to use a tool. You're going to be like, F that, I want to go and eat. What do you mean I have to do this breathing? I have to do this breath work thing? Yeah, no, I don't feel like doing that. I just want to go and eat. Yes, Christine says it's simple, but it's not easy. Yes. It's like once you learn the process, it's like, that makes so much sense. You make it seem so simple, but it's not easy in the sense that like you got to show up and you got to be resilient and you got to use the tools. This is why I say knowing the tools isn't enough. You got to actually implement the tools, and it's easier to implement the tools when you actually are committed, like you're invested, you invest in something, you commit long term. And so there's going to be periods in your life where you're not going to want to use the tools. Or you'll use the tools maybe at home, but then you'll go on vacation and it's like, oh, I'm on vacation. Like I don't have to check in with my hunger and fullness cues. And it's like, but you actually do still. What's the difference? You're just on vacation, but that doesn't mean don't use the tools. There's going to be times when you're like, honestly, I don't even care right now. I know that I'm impulsive and I'm just going to go to town on this ice cream. But it's like, that's the part that you have to act. That's the not so easy part. That's where you have to watch your mindset. That's where you have to say, but am I actually committed? You have to lean in despite the challenges. I had a client once that I worked with, and she was committed. She was an action taker. She showed up to literally all the calls. She was all in. She committed for well over a year together of working with me. And things were going really well. Okay, so she had all the faith, which you talked about on day one. She had the faith. She wasn't having urges anymore. She wasn't binging anymore. And she went up to a friend's cottage. Okay, one of her friends had a cottage. And she hasn't seen this friend or this friend's son in a really long time. And so she was confident walking into this cottage. Like she felt good in her body. She felt good with her relationship with food. And the son made a comment about her body. The son made a comment, something along the lines of, did you see her? It looks like she put on weight. And this crushed my client. I feel so good. I'm doing this work. I know I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing the self-love work. I finally made peace with who I am. I finally made peace with what I see in the mirror. I feel so good, man. I'm no longer out of control with food. Stab in the chest with this triggering comment. Maybe you've experienced this before where you were feeling so good and then all of a sudden something makes you question yourself. So we had this conversation. She brought this forward in one of our coaching calls. And it was defeating. She's like, I felt like I was on the right path. And boom, this triggering comment, like it hit me, and it feels like a ton of bricks is like coming over you. You're frustrated, you're mad. But what do you do when a challenge pops up like this? Things are going well. Everything was going well for her. And she had a choice. She had a choice to then question herself. She had a choice to say, am I going to let this knock me down? I was literally feeling so good. Am I going to let this one comment tear me down? Am I going to say, I can't do this anymore? That hurt. I'm so freaking pissed off. Are you going to let that comment ruin your day? Are you going to punish yourself by eating more because of what this person said? No. You're going to keep going because it's who you are. My client did not restrict. She did not come home from the cottage being like, I am so freaking pissed off. She trusted this process. She didn't say, I have to go back to restricting. Oh my God, maybe I did put on the weight. Oh my God, maybe this person's right. Okay, I'm going to forget everything I learned about healing my relationship with food, and I'm going to over-exercise, and I'm going to go. No. She didn't numb out with food to try to make herself better. What she did was she rose above the comment. I often use this phrase, rise with resiliency. If you know how to rise with resiliency in every single situation, no matter how freaking triggering something can be, it's inevitable you're going to conquer. This client felt sad. She was pissed off. She was frustrated. She felt what she needed to feel. But the key thing here is she didn't throw in the towel because of this one comment. She didn't question her results. She didn't question her progress, but maybe I'm not progressing because, oh my God, this was actually really triggering for me. She used it as an opportunity to grow. She came on the coaching call. We talked through it, and she actually realized that she had more self-love in her than she had even thought because she didn't use food to self-soothe afterwards. And this ended up being a really beautiful win. She went from getting so freaking triggered from this comment, it looks like she gained weight. She went from getting triggered to when she brought this forward on a coaching call. Yes, she was sad and she was upset. But what she didn't do was use food to comfort herself. And so that trigger turned into the most beautiful win to realize I have so much self-love for myself that I'm not going to let a comment that somebody said to me that has no idea the journey that I'm on, no idea what I'm actually doing behind the scenes. I'm not going to let that ruin my progress. So I'm going to keep on going. Was it helpful that she had myself and the badass community to chat through this with? Absolutely. She didn't bottle it in. She didn't have to navigate it on her own. But I helped her see the win in this. I had another client that I was working through. And these are, by the way, these are types of conversations that we have on our coaching calls. And last year I worked with her and she was getting married. So she was at a period in her life. She's like, I'm getting married to the love of my life. She was planning her wedding. She was not the type of person that'd be like, I need to do a quick fix before my wedding. I need to look in the best shape of my life before my wedding. She wasn't doing any of that. She was actually committed to healing her relationship with food. And her mom made a comment to her. Aren't you going to lose weight before your wedding? And that rocked her. How do I even respond to something like that? Here, this client was preparing for one of the greatest days of her life. She was confident on the path that she was on. She was confident. She didn't want to be that person that would just do these quick fixes and let me lose weight quickly before my wedding. She's like, I'm on this journey. I want to love myself so that when I'm married, it's like I have the best relationship with food and I can be so present with my husband. And her mom says, aren't you going to lose weight before your wedding? But again, this client chose to rise with resiliency. It didn't mean that this comment didn't hurt her, but she trusted her process. When you know you're on the right path, when you know that you're doing something that's really good for you, something triggering can happen for you like that. And you keep going because you're like, this is right for me. And not everybody's going to get it. If you expect somebody to never make a comment like that, that's a fairy tale land. These comments are going to happen. Every single person on this call, everybody watching the replay, you know that somebody has probably said something to you like that, or it's going to happen to you. But when you know in your heart, I'm on the right path, I know what's most important for me, you don't let it shake you. You rise with resiliency. And I want you to ask yourself, where do I need to start rising with resiliency a little bit more? Sometimes, it's sometimes interesting that you can have two perspectives when things like this happen. You can either say, why me? Like, why is this happening to me? I've been feeling so good. Why is this happening to me? Or you can see it as, this is how I want to explain it to you. Sometimes life will throw you these curveballs to be like, are you sure you want it? Are you sure you're really committed? Are you sure? Are you sure you really want this bad enough? Are you sure you're all in? Are you sure you're committed? Because the not committed people would let that tear them down. Challenges will arise. And oftentimes it's like the universe or whatever, like poking you, like, are you sure you want this level of freedom? I'm going to throw you this curveball. Here you go. Here's one of the biggest challenges that you'll ever have to navigate it. Can you rise? Because I know on day one, you said you were all in. I know on week one, month one, 2 months in, but are you still going to keep going when it's like the biggest curveball of your life? Like, here you go. The people who truly want a binge-free life will sustain it. And that's you. You're this badass. It's like, I don't get it. Nothing is in the way. A challenge comes your way and you're like, watch me. I got this. I'm going to grow from this. That client, the first client that I talked about, she grew from that. Thank you. You know what? It was actually really good for me to get triggered. because I realized how much self-love that I have. You can see it in two different ways. Why me? Why is this challenge happening for me? I don't understand. I was going so well, like everything was going so well, like I was feeling so good. Or you can see it as like this curveball came to strengthen me, to build me up. And I will say, you guys, I will speak the truth. This is why you need support. It doesn't matter how much of a badass you are, how committed, successful you are. I know that that's who you are. You can do a lot of things on your own. You're successful. You're literally the greatest human being. But when it comes to this, you need people who actually get you, who's been through it, who can walk you through the fire, so to speak, when these challenges pop up. You can't go to your husband. You can't bring this forward to your friends. So you could be crushing it in every area of your life. You can be the best mom. You're dedicated in every single area. You're independent, but that doesn't mean don't get support. It's actually interesting. It's always the top badasses that are like, it's a no-brainer to get support. That's who I am. If I want to thrive in every single area of my life and I'm not thriving with my relationship with food, then you bet I'm going to do something about it. Of course, I'm going to learn from someone who's been there and who's done that. It's the most no-brainer thing. Versus, I'm so committed and I'm dedicated and I'm so independent, so I don't need support. It's actually the badasses who see it as the strongest thing that they can do for themselves. It's like, I'm not going to let myself settle for being so successful in all these areas of my life, except for my relationship with food. I know you're going to conquer and sustain this, but there are specific tools that you have to learn. If it was just about motivation, like you'd all like sustain this. You'd all be binge free for like years. But it's not about that. It's not about, are you independent? Are you not? Are you successful? Are you not? There's specific tools that you need to learn. Every single one of you guys on right now. It's like, I know that you are like the top driven people that I know. There was like over 50 people registered for this masterclass, by the way. It's interesting. But there are certain types of people that are very dedicated. But you still need to learn the tools to rewire your brain. It's like you can be successful in all these different areas. And I have so many clients that come to me, they're like, I don't get it. Like everything in my life, I'm so good at, I'm great at my job, all these things, but like, I can't figure out this binge eating things. The client that I talked about that got triggered at the cottage, she was grateful that she had me to come on a coaching call and to actually chat through this with. There are some people even on this call, it's like they've had to take care of family members or, things have happened in their life. And they're like, thank God I've had a space to bring this forward, because it would be so easy for me to just numb out and turn to food. But like, thank God I'm able to process this. So you're a badass, which is why you're the one that gets support, because you don't settle for an okay relationship with food. I talked about the different levels. You don't just stop. You don't just stop when things are okay. It's like, I'm going to keep on going because that's who I am. So what are you doing to show yourself that you are going to conquer every single day? What are you doing every single day? As I shared yesterday, there's a difference between the 2018 version of me who wanted to conquer binge eating and the 2019 version of me who did. 2018 version of me, it was like, I'm going to try to figure out how to do this on my own and like, hopefully I'll conquer. In 2019, it's like, I'm setting myself up for success. I got the support that I needed. I was around other badasses that were just as committed. I was utilizing the tools. I don't think you guys understand. Like, I had a folder I printed off. I had a folder, okay? I had a folder that I printed off. I had days of the week. I literally went upstairs in my room and I told my family, at the time I was living with my family, I told my family, like, I'm going upstairs. I have something to work on. I printed off sheets. I had folders of the sheets of the program I was part of. And it's like I was dedicating time to do the worksheets. I had dedicated days. I was plugged into trainings nonstop. Dedicating time to this journey is such a small part of your life. If you really go all in and you truly commit, you have the whole rest of your life. When you think about a year, some people will say, holy moly, a year? That's such a long time. But in comparison to the rest of your life, what is that? I blinked. Like this year, I don't know if you guys feel the same. Like I was just talking to Andrew yesterday, and it's like, I blinked. This year flew by. I'm like, oh, wait, what? This year flew by. You can look at a year of like, holy shit, that's a long time. Or you can be like, that's literally a blink of an eye. And imagine if I actually commit to this process, I'm going to have the rest of my life no longer thinking about food. It is such a small fraction of your life. You have the rest of your life to never have to worry about food thoughts ever again. There's been over 50 people registered for this masterclass. What does that tell you? You're not alone. You're not alone. But what I'm going to tell you is that out of all these 50 people, plus, I'm going to be honest and say, not everyone will conquer. And it's not because you don't have it in you. It's not because there's some people better than you. It's not because it's rocket science. It's not because this person's more capable and you suck. It's not that at all. It's that I know everybody can conquer, but not everyone will, because not everyone is willing to stay committed when things get hard. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. Oh, this challenge. Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to do that. I say this all the time. Everybody can conquer. It's not like some people are more capable. This person's more lucky. I see it, you guys. I see it all the time. The people who conquer, and I'm so straight up with this because this is just the truth. The people that conquer, they invest in a program with me. They show up to the coaching calls. They're watching their mindset. They use the tools. They take radical responsibility, which I talked about in one of the trainings. And they commit long term. That's the not rocket science part. I'm like, if every single person was just so committed to this journey of like, you have the rest of your life, commit 6 months. What is that? A blink of an eye, 12 months, blink of an eye. Man, you're going to spend the rest of your life just feeling free. There's going to be things that happen in your journey. There's going to be moments where you're like, I can't even believe this is happening right now. I never thought this would ever happen in the best way. Like with your relationship with food, you're going to be like, holy moly, I can't believe this. And then there's going to be also moments where you're like, oh God, I got triggered. I have to go through this injury, or I have to work through a job change or renovations at my house, whatever it is. And it's like, can I still stay committed to this journey? Thank God I have support, so I don't have to figure out how to navigate this by myself. Because there will be triggering comments, especially with the holidays around the corner. There's going to be triggering comments. There's going to be people that say things that you're like, did you not think about before you said that? Like, what? But you're going to be glad that you had the support to know how to navigate it without eating your feelings. Now, before I continue, to this next piece. I love to bring up one of my incredible clients. And if you're able to just send me a message if you're good to go. But I have a client and she joined the Root and Rewire membership at the end of April. And now we do a bit more personalized coaching together in my academy. But she joined the Root and Rewire membership, and after just 1 month, she made incredible progress. And this isn't because she got lucky. It's because she was all in, she was fully committed. And I want you to pay attention to her mindset when she comes up. I'm ready. Okay, perfect. I want you to pay attention to her mindset, because when I say everybody can conquer, but not everyone will, there's people that are just, I'm so committed. Like, I'm going to do this. Like, I'm going to do whatever it takes. She shows up to every freaking coaching call. Like, she's all in. She's coming to the Unstoppable Badass event 2.0 next year. Like, she's all in. She's committed. And so I want you to hear from her. I didn't even share, I didn't even message her like what to say on this call. This is just being intuitive, and whatever you feel is on your heart, you're just be open and share. But I want you to just come up and share like how this journey has really transformed your life. And I even know that there was a little bit of hesitancy, right? Like at the beginning. And so if you even want to talk about that and how this has really transformed your life, I'd love to hear from you. So I'm going to press unmute and you're able to come up.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. 1 minute, baby. Mommy's on the phone. Whew. I mean, I could say so much. I could talk for an hour,
I
but
know. And I didn't even like give you anything. Like there's
no,
not like, hey, we're going to talk about this. I'm just like, come up, share
yeah.
your heart.
Well, I mean, I guess I could start about like how I came to join, because as you had mentioned, like I had messaged you, I think it was like in January, and I was struggling like bad. Like it was like almost every day, routinely put the kids to bed and just like stuff my face. And I just kept thinking, no, I can fix this. I can fix this. I can fix this because I'm very independent. I'm going to do it myself. I'll figure it out. And then I had sent you a message maybe in, I don't know, we messaged a couple times back and forth. And then you had said to me in one of your messages, nothing changes if nothing changes. And that kind of like really like hit me, because I'm like, okay, like clearly what I'm doing is not working. So I need help, which was a really hard thing to accept. But thank God I finally did. Because if I could change anything, I would go back in time and join in January when I first, because I found the podcast first. I found your podcast, and then that led me to your Instagram, and then started following you there. And then I just, yeah, was like, oh no, I can do this. I can do this. And I'd be like, oh, I'll just listen to these little tips and I'll figure it out. And then, yeah, that wasn't happening. So yeah, I joined the Root and Rewire very end of April, and did my like little introduction post. And every single person who commented on it, I like messaged them. I'm like, okay, tell me your story. How did you get here? What have you learned? Like I was just trying to like, pick everybody's brain as much as I could. And a lot of those people I consider, even though we live, in different parts of the world, like I consider them friends. Like we've exchanged, phone numbers or Instagram or Facebook or whatever the case is, like my biggest cheerleaders. And I try and be a cheerleader too, because I mean, at the beginning I was a little bit like, well, who am I? Like I'm like the new girl. I'll be right there, baby. But yeah, the community was like one of the biggest things for me, because as much as I knew that like I wasn't the only one struggling with this, to actually like, these airy fairy people, like to meet them. 1 minute, baby, 1 minute. Um, but yeah, that's just been amazing. And my in the beginning, I was just like kind of looking, to be honest, for a quick fix. But like that's the truth. And I quickly realized that like, you can't hang on 1 second. You can't end a 25-year battle in, 3 weeks. Like I just wanted, and my binging has stopped. Like that's thank God, because that was sorry so like out of control. Because I just got that. Now I just have the overeating, which I'm still working through. It's a process. But I can look back. You had suggested to me a while back to look at my first coaching call that I attended. And I watched that video back and I was like, who is that woman? Like, I don't know her. Just the questions I was asking and things like that. So, and like, the people who are closest to me have also commented on like my progress, like in different areas. Like, I have more patience. I'm more spontaneous. I'm more like I can just, things can roll off my back a lot easier than they could before because, I'm a bit of a recovering perfectionist. Yes, baby. Yes, baby. Yeah, we'll walk in a minute. She was fine this whole time, and now that I'm having my turn to talk, she wants all the attention. Do you want a snack? No. No? Come here. You want to say hello? No. No? Okay. Hang on, I made notes. You know me.
I love it.
Um, yeah, so I know I've made a lot of progress. I know there's still more work to come. But again, I'm like unrecognizable from not physically, but just like the mindset and like again, I don't know how long it's going to take to be fully healed, but I know that it will happen. Like I have that confidence now that Everly, sorry, come here, come here, come here. I know, I know, I know. I know. But yeah, I have that confidence now that like it will happen. I don't know the timeline and I don't really care about that as much before because it's like it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Um, I know, baby. I know. Anyways, if somebody else wants to talk and then I'll see if I can circle back. She's
Oh
very
no,
needy right now.
I appreciate it. We'll have Christine come up next, but I'll have Christine come up next, but before I bring her up, I want you guys to pay attention to what she just said. I don't know how long it will take me, but I know I'm going to get there. That right there is the mindset of a badass who conquers. Like, yes, we don't want to be spending months and years continuing to binge. Everybody wants to be binge free tomorrow. And I'm not saying it's going to take a long time, but it's ironic because it's actually the people that are more committed and have a longer term mindset that conquer faster. And what I mean by that faster might be 6 months or a year, but there are some people who will send a message to me and 2 years later they send another message to me and they're in the same spot, but they wanted a quick fix compared to somebody else who has a long-term mindset. I'm committing to working with you for 6 months or a year, and they actually conquer faster. And it's ironic. So the mindset here of what she just shared is really important. So Christine, yes, feel free to come on up.
Hi.
Hi.
So I have no notes, so I'm just kind of gonna go with my heart and talk about like how I found you really briefly and where I am now. So I found you on Instagram, as you know, this woman posting videos about secretly eating, and that struck me. I mean, that was like straight through the heart. Like, this is me. How on earth does this woman know how to reenact my life? Um, Fast forward months and months and months of working together. I joined Root and Rewire, went to Conquer, went to Academy, and I can definitely say the support has been everything because your brain is a muddled mess and you are in this tornado of emotions and you're just fixated on how can I stop this, and yet you're doing it every single day, this habit that's wired in you. And then to work with you and to actually learn what are these phases, these distinct steps to move forward. And yet you are always so reassuring, letting us know just because you know the steps doesn't mean it's going to be easy. You have to use them. You have to use the tools. And I would slip up, not use the tools, slip up. Had so many life crises, as you know, and I've shared with you and all the beautiful ladies. And it was a backwards forward, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And then eventually it became 3 forward, 1 back, and then 5 forward, half a step back. You grow you you build this like muscle of strength. And it helps to have the support. And then when the days you quote unquote slip, um, you are reassured that this is normal. It's part of the process. And you move forward from there. You give yourself grace. That has been everything. Instead of, like Erin said, perfectionist, beat yourself up, beat yourself up. That gets you absolutely nowhere. And so it's really been amazing. I went through the phase of binge eating, stopped, overeating, stopped, mindless snacking. I don't do that anymore. Emotional, occasionally. It truly comes in these distinct phases. I don't so much emotionally eat anymore, but the thoughts come up. And so with the tools I've learned, feel your emotions, feel it through. Don't let the story run away with you. Give yourself what you need in that moment. And that's where I am right now. I'm feeling my emotions when an urge pops up. I feel it. And I think, oh, this is just, I'm going through something. Feel it. Don't block it. Don't numb it. It has been so empowering to know that I have agency in all of this. And that's been the most beautiful gift of all. And I just wanted to say, if you're thinking about it, go for it, because the support and hearing about the struggles of other people that mirror yours, and then on the calls to hear that they go through the same thing, and maybe it's a question you didn't even think to ask. Oh, somebody else asks. And then you learn from that. And then you hopefully contribute to somebody else's learning too. And that has been the beauty of it all. It's this constant evolution of who you are, body image, that too. I've come to peace with all of that. I mean, I have my moments and my days. I come from a culture that they'll come up to you and say, "Oh, you gained, you look fat, you put on weight." My relatives, they're blunt. And I just shrug it off now. I know it's okay. It's not a big deal. It's their opinion. It's just the way it is. They're very blunt. Um, but to learn to truly love yourself in the process has been the biggest part of it. Because when you start ingraining that in your system, that is when you rise with resiliency, as you just said. I love that phrase. I wrote it down in my journal. I take like notes. But I'm going to encourage whoever's just on the fence thinking about it, join at whatever level you can. And if you feel like you need further support, there's for different levels. Either way, all levels involve some coaching at least once a month, twice a month, or 4 times. Just do it. Do it for yourself. And that's my part.
I still remember our first coaching call in the membership, and even just like the questions you were asking, like, how do I lose weight? I'm like, wait, hold on, like what's and it's like you've just come so far, and we've talked through so many things because you've stopped your binging. We've talked about so many other areas of your life, and there's a lot of things that you've gone through in this journey, and most people would be shooken by it. It's like, I can't handle this. I have to take care of people in my family, and then I'm going through this injury and surgery. Like, you've literally gone through so many things, and it would have been really easy for you to use it as an excuse as to like why you can't conquer, or why did I self-soothe with food. And you've just come so far, and you are someone who's also shown up to so many of the coaching calls and that implement the tools, taking notes. Like, you're all in. Like, this is what I say. It's not rocket science. It's like, once you're in and you just put in the work, like, it's so inevitable you're going to conquer. Like, it's not like, am I? Yeah, you will. You just got to actually put in the work. So thank you for sharing your heart, and for sharing all of this. It's so beautiful to witness.
It's just the support.
Yeah.
It comes down to the support, learning to use the tools, and not giving up on them, and not giving up on yourself. But it is the support, because when you are in the storm of your emotions and the binge eating and the overeating, you can't see 2 feet in front of you. And then sometimes it takes somebody pulling you out of that, giving you that umbrella, giving you that blanket, covering you and say, hey, get out of this. And I feel like I was pulled out of this storm in my life. And it allowed me to handle all of the challenges that came my way. So yeah, thank you.
So
Just
beautiful.
spontaneous, just wanted to share.
I know I didn't even mention I messaged Erin, but I didn't message you, but I'm so glad that you were able to come up and share. This is so amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay, Erin, if there's anything else you wanted to share.
I just want to echo what Christine said about like if you're considering joining, just do it. Like you will not regret it. You just like if you have that, as you always say, that pull to just have like the faith over the fear, because I was scared. I was terrified. I was like 17 different emotions all at the same time. But yeah, you just have to just go all in. Just, things are going to feel uncomfortable. There was a time where I thought, what do you mean I have to stop weighing my food and weighing, like, I can't do that. How do I do that? I don't know how to do that. And it took me a long time. But one day I just woke up and it was just like, I've had enough. Like, I just can't do that anymore. And there's many steps along the way, similar to that. But it's just like, yeah, you just eventually, again, the nothing changes if nothing changes. Like, you just kind of hit your breaking point and like, you've been there. And I think that was another thing too that really drew me to you was you have lived experience, because anybody can go and read a textbook and, learn the tools, but, to actually have it coming from you, knowing that you've, done it yourself. You don't want that one? I'm so sorry.
That's okay. This is
Life
real
was scared.
life.
Yeah. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
You want these back?
Just
You
like
don't
this
want them back?
journey.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the other thing too, is like another thing, I'm thinking of all the things that you've said that like really stuck with me, like to take messy action. Just like it's not going to be perfect. Just, do something. Do something different, and kind of like, like my morning routine, it ebbs and it flows and it's far from perfect every morning, but I always try and do something. And just as well as like along with kind of like gratitude and stuff, to acknowledge, the progress that you do make, as opposed to like, well, I didn't do that, which that's been me for such a very long time. But yeah, just yeah, I think that was the gist of what I
No,
had.
it's so beautiful, and I remember when you messaged me in January, and it's like I always believe in everybody's perfect timelines. It's like I never want someone to join because it feels like I need to join. It's like I want you guys to come in on your own time, because it's like when it's like you're excited to do this, like I'm ready to do this despite the fear. Like having fear is normal. You said like I was batshit scared. It's like that's normal. But it's like when you're ready to come in and you feel the pull and you don't ignore it, like there's no way you're not going to conquer. So I just appreciate you coming up, and I'm so glad that you did take that leap of faith. Like, even if it was a few months, after, it's like you did it and you're here and you're experiencing these life-changing results. And I'm just so proud of you. So thank you for
Well,
coming.
thank you.
Of course.
I know.
So, you've heard from a few people, like everyone on the replay, you guys heard from a few different people. And I wish sometimes I could take you to like the end, and there's not an end, but it's like I wish that I could like take all of you guys who are like, I don't know if I can, or like I wish I can like just show you like this is what it's gonna look like, because it's like I know that when you actually just show up, I know what's on the other side. I don't question like, are you gonna conquer? I don't question that. I know you will. And so that's why I get so excited when you guys like come in and you like dedicate this time for yourself, because I'm like, you're going to conquer. And I get so fired up because with your ambition, drive, and commitment, plus now you have the support The tools, the community, someone with lived experience, it's inevitable you're going to conquer. And that's why I get so fired up. And so, again, I'm going to invite you guys into the Root and Rewire membership. This is 6 or 12 months. This is really for someone who is like, I want to do this. Even if I'm a little bit scared, right? Erin shared, it's like I was terrified. I'm sure Christine felt that way too. I felt that way on my journey. The fear is normal. It's not like, oh my God, I feel fear. Maybe I shouldn't do it. If you feel the pull, don't ignore it. So inside of the Root and Rewire membership, it's literally everything you need. You have the coaching with me, somebody from lived experience. You've got our badass community. You have all the brain-based tools. You know how to stop eating when you're full. You know how to master intuitive eating. You know how to go to a restaurant, order exactly what you want. Stop when you're comfortably full. You know how to quiet the food noise in your mind. You know how to stop giving into your urges. It's literally everything. But beyond that, this is your chance to actually change your life. Like I can tell you everything that's in the portal. I can tell you come on the coaching calls every single month. What's actually really important, I'm just speaking from my heart here. Your relationship with food is going to transform. You're going to be more patient with your children. You're going to be less snappy with your family. You're not going to be thinking about food all day long. You're going to cultivate a love that is so deep within yourself that you never even thought was possible. Erin went from tracking her food like absolutely crazy to now being able to eat intuitively and trust herself. I haven't binged. Like this is the results that can happen for you as well too when you actually commit. So the first option is the Root and Rewire membership. It's 6 or 12 months. You're all in, you're committed. And again, like the holidays are right around the corner. This is going to be the perfect time to get the support from myself and the community to learn all the tools. So the first option is the Root and Rewire membership. It's 6 or 12 months. Okay. The monthly coaching calls with me. You've got all the trainings. You've got the badass community. The other option is a shorter term program. If you kind of want to maybe just dip your toes in, it's the Eliminate Your Urges program. It's starting at the end of the month. It's 14 days. You're going to get daily audio trainings from me. You're going to know exactly how to stop giving into your urges. We talked yesterday, there's different urges. There's emotional urges, binge urges, overeating urges, mindless snacking urges. You're going to know exactly how to stop giving in. So it doesn't matter if you have a stressful day at work. It doesn't matter if you're feeling impulsive. It doesn't matter if, you're home by yourself. It's no matter what, you're going to know how to stop giving into your urges. Somebody asked me, she said, well, I learned the different types of urges and like how to not give in. Yes, 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 yes. You're going to know the mindset and the strategy of how to never feel an urge ever again. So when you join Eliminate Your Urges by Sunday, you're getting 2 different master classes with me. You're getting the How to Stop Thinking About Food 24/7 masterclass and How to Stop Eating When You're Full masterclass. Okay. Now, if you join the Root and Rewire membership, you're getting this program included. Okay, so again, there's 2 different options. One is 6 or 12 months and it covers everything and coaching with me. Or you can do the Eliminate Your Urges program if you're like, I just want to be able to know how to freaking not give in to my urges. Then this is the great program to join and you can always upgrade to the membership later on. But if you're like, I know I'm going to jump into the membership anyways, and I want the support and I'm committed to doing this, then you can jump into the membership and get the program included. Okay. If you have questions, please message me. If you're like, I don't know which one to join, you can message me and I'll be more than happy to share. But support, coaching, the tools, all of this is going to transform your relationship with food. Okay. Now, before we wrap up, there was a giveaway. And so I'm going to quickly share the winners. I used like this spin the wheel thing. It was actually really fun this morning. I put everyone's name in a draw and I just pushed the button and it said, this person is the first person to win. So anyways, so the first person to win $111 badass credits is Catherine. So Catherine shared with me in the DMs what was most important or what was the biggest takeaway. So Catherine won $111. So congratulations. The second winner to win $222 badass credits to use towards any of my programs or VIP personalized coaching is Leela. So congratulations, Leela. And then $333 is Erin. So congratulations on that. Okay, so Catherine won $111 badass credits, Leela $222 credits, and Erin, you won the $333 badass credits. Okay. Now, there was actually one other winner. There was actually another winner. And this person is already inside of Eliminate Your Urges. So if you want to use this credit towards the membership, you can actually use it towards the membership. So Jordan, I know we were just talking on TikTok this morning. So congratulations. You've won $111 credit. I decided to do a fourth person. So you've already joined Eliminate Your Urges. So you could actually credit how much you paid for Eliminate Your Urges plus the $111 credit to use towards membership if you want. And you can do that. So the team is going to email you guys for those of you guys who won. So congratulations. And thank you guys just so much for being here. Like, I pour my heart and my soul into these trainings. And I know a lot of you guys are catching the replay, but it's like I give my everything to all these trainings, and I know what's on the other side. You've heard it from my clients, and it's one thing to hear it from me, and it's another to hear from people who've actually gone through this journey. I know what's possible for you on the other side. And sometimes I just want to be like, let's freaking go. Like, sometimes I don't even want to hold back. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Jump inside, you know? But at the same time, I want you to feel the pull, and I want you to do this on your own timeline. So if you've enjoyed this masterclass, just imagine like 6 or 12 months with me, or imagine getting in a program with me at the end of the month. Like, so much can change for you when you really commit to this. So you know the next action steps. Feel free to message me if you have any questions. Thank you for being here from the bottom of my heart. I cannot wait to support so many of you guys in the next steps. So thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you guys soon. Okay. Everything Lorna says is gold. I appreciate that. Well, thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you guys soon. Okay. Bye, guys.